Good morning, Madam Governor, distinguished members of the board. My name is Jim Schaller. I'm an attorney and I represent Raw Foundation. And Wes Reen, who's sitting at my side here, is the executive director of Raw Foundation, which is an association of 27 Christian self-supporting ministries throughout the state of Oregon. Sometimes as an attorney, you are asked to tilt at windmills, and unfortunately this is one of those times. My client is not a public entity, it is not a governmental entity, it is a private, non-profit entity that is present in the state of Oregon that wishes to purchase the Elliott Forest for the purpose of recreational activities for its members and for the general public. I am reminded of what Secretary Richardson stated at the beginning of this hearing, that our primary interest should be the benefit of the common school fund. And in listening to all of the presentations that were heard today, the primary problem is funding. How do public entities such as the tribes enable them to pay what is necessary to fund the common school fund? For that reason, I believe that we should not limit the applications for the purchase of the Elliott Forest to just public entities, governmental entities such as Coos County and the Federated Tribes. I think we should open it up, the concept of a public-private ownership consortium which can protect the rights of the public to the forest through a series of public access easements and conservation easements. With that said, I'd like to point out that due to the fact that we are in fact tilting at windmills, we have not developed a significant and detailed plan, and therefore do not have too much to address to the board, except to state that it is our intention, if we were able to purchase the forest, that we would do minimal logging, only to the extent necessary to take care of good forestry practices. We would be very sensitive to environmental and animal habitat concerns, and we would be willing to restrict our activities to that extent. We are willing to partner with public entities, governmental entities, to achieve our goal. And our goal is, one of the goals, for example, is to build a lodge on or near Loon Lake for a retreat for the Christian ministries. We also wish to operate some campgrounds for the benefit of the Christian community, but those campgrounds would also be open to the public. Specifically, we have an RV park in mind, which would be a campground near Coos Bay, that would be open to the public. The forestry practices that we intend to implement would be confined to thinning the forest and not doing large clear-cut activities on those lands. We would be looking at clearing and cleaning out diseased and dying trees, and basically maintain a harvest limit that allows us to hire the minimum of 40 people. We're not into this to harvest a whole bunch of timber. We're in this to protect, preserve, and enhance Elliott Forest for the good of the ministries and for the good of the public as a whole.